Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we gather every morning except for Sundays. We get together and we exchange headlines from our city, our state, our country. We exchange your comments, your ideas, your suggestions on how to best connect with our city, Puerto Vallarta, as a community of English speaking locals. Today is Saturday, January 14th. And as always, it is a pleasure to see you today. It is a pleasure to welcome those of you that are watching for the first time. If that is your case, if you want us to give you a nice little welcome, then all you have to do is write the word "new" in your comment, and we'll be so very glad to give you a nice little welcome. Am I at a park? Asks Karen Miller. No, I'm not at a park. As it happens, I have been whisked away from my surroundings by a lovely mensch, and it's cold where I'm at. But hey, it's not every day that a lovely mensch kidnaps you away. So this is what we got to work with today. Again, if you are new to the broadcast, just let me know with writing the word "new" in the back in your comment, and we'll give you a nice little welcome. If you have something really important that you wish to share with us during the broadcast, a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment would be extremely, extremely helpful. Today, we don't have a lot of news, but we have a few community type of announcements. So, yes, we are having a field trip. And oh my God, I can't wait for the rest of the field trip. Stephanie put A and B together. And yes, we've gone away for the weekend. And I am so excited. It's cold, but it's sunny and it is wonderful. Anyhow, we are going to get started as always with our news section and take it from there. Of course, I don't have as many screens and buttons to push, so finding my proper buttons is going to be tricky today. There you go. Okay, so we start with well, not so fun story, but do you remember the former Nayarit governor that is wanted by law for embezzlement and he's being missing in action? Well, by now, over 70 properties under his name have been seized by the state of Nayarit. So should you ever be offered the opportunity to be the governor of one of our states, kindly resist the temptation to amass properties that are really not yours to own, because it all comes out in the wash. The only other news that I have for you today, of course, after we announced the fact that restaurants and bar owners will have to pay higher prices to renew their licenses this year, well, they are not happy and they are complaining, which is expectable. You see, in Puerto Vallarta, restaurants and bars are expected to pay between 38 and 53% higher permit renewal fees. But Jorge Luis Carvajal, who oversees CANIRAC, the national restaurant chamber. He oversees the local chapter. He finds it unusual that the increases are so high, given the fact that the median average of increases on these permits throughout the country is between only 6 and 7%. So, why would Puerto Vallarta go as high as between 38 and 53%? Is a big mystery. The restaurant owner community is hoping to meet with Mayor Michel so that they can figure out what is going on, if there's anything that can be done um, to be able to make those increases not so high. And these are the news for today. I'm sorry we don't have any more news. I don't think you were interested in the news coming from Guadalajara, where they want to rename a stadium after Pelé, since Pelé passed away. I didn't think that was important. I didn't think other things were important, but there you have it. Let's take a look at what the weather has to bring for us today. Aha! My lawyers just found 3,743 boxes of top secret documents in my secret base. They also found my long lost collection of rare pugs. That is what Snarky Weather has to say today. I don't know what I can tell you about that, but I can tell you that in Puerto Vallarta, which is not where I'm at, Puerto Vallarta is enjoying 26 degrees of temperature right now. Humidity is higher than yesterday. It is at 57%. And of course, our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 74. And the weather forecast for this lovely weekend says that we will enjoy a humid day today with a high temperature of 29 and a low temperature of 19. Then tomorrow, Sunday, we will have a partly cloudy day with a high of 29 and a low of 18, and we will start the work week with a partly cloudy day with a high of 28 and a low of 15, and that is our weather forecast. Before we continue, let me find my notes. Multitasking on a small laptop screen is one thing, and having all these screens at home is another thing altogether. But I think we are good to go. Before we get into the chit chat section, let me tell you that I have more news that have to do with the weather. You see, we mentioned yesterday that another cyclone in the Pacific Ocean will result in high waves, and this is actually happening starting in Baja California, and then the high tides are heading south towards the rest of the Mexican coast, the Mexican Pacific coast, of course. But to make things more interesting, we also learn that the National Weather Service has announced a cold front number 23, which will bring colder temperatures to most of the country this week. So, no swimming in the ocean, please. And maybe head to the closest yarn store and pick up a new habit. Maybe, I tell you, making little blankets for my friends has made me extremely popular as of late. Moving right along, we do have a couple of things that I want to share with you. If you have been a vendor, if you have been a vendor at any of the local farmers markets in town, or throughout the Bay, or are looking for a new venue, the Mercadito in El Tubito is now looking for more vendors to take part of this Sunday market, located only 1 hour south of Puerto Vallarta. They are particularly interested in vendors that specialized in traditional food and traditional beverages. But hey, maybe you have other things that you'd like to send their way, and maybe they would like to have you there anyway. And of course, for the rest of us, let's hope that this search for new vendors is successful and that the Mercadito in El Tubito will continue to grow and prosper, making it increasingly attractive for anyone to spend Sundays in the town. We've talked about this before. El Tubito is now profiling itself to be a great day adventure because you can get to El Tuito early, have a nice breakfast in town, walk around, and then go to the market and then have a nice early dinner in town. We've suggested the pizza place before, and it is a really, really awesome place. And then let's see. This is important. If you are a guy and would like to put your singing skills to good use, The Puerto Vallarta Gay Men's Chorus is holding auditions for all vocal ranges for their 2023 performance season. Auditions will take place on January 17, 24, and 31st in the El Centro neighborhood. And as usual, I will share all the pertinent information in the show notes. I also have some before and after show and tell. This is courtesy of Galeria Robles in El Centro. If you haven't been to Galeria Robles in El Centro, you've been missing out on appreciating and taking in owner and artist Michael Tolson Robles' beautiful canvases. A plan from the beginning at this art gallery has been to convert the second story, the upper story, into a fine dining restaurant. And Michael recently shared photographs to his Facebook page of before and after spaces that I'd like to now share with you. We're looking at part of the upstairs. This is the before photograph, and this is that same section, which is now looking a little better, or I'd say a lot better. Here's another before photograph, and while you look at that, I will tell you that the gallery has partnered with Decortes to offer their fine dining experience at this location, which is expected to open to the public this coming month. And if you look at the after version of this same space, you can see that it's going to be quite beautiful looking, quite swanky, if I may say. Here's another couple of photographs. This is another before, and here is that same area, the way it looks after. Of course, we don't know if they're going to have a special Facebook page for the restaurant, but I will leave you with the Facebook page um, for the gallery in case you wish to take a look at what they have and you wish to stay in touch with them and find out all the latest news about their upcoming opening. Last but not least, this came as a surprise to me because, as it turns out, apparently the funicular that takes you all the way up to the Mirador in La Cruz is working. This is that makeshift funicular that was in disrepair, but thanks to Vallarta en Línea, we see this short little video that shows that the funicular is working just fine. Again, I haven't been there since the early days of the pandemic, but maybe it's a good time to go and explore that location again just to see what is going on there. And with that said, I think we can move on to our comments just to see what everybody is up to this morning. Let me get some windows out of the way, and I think I am good to go. As always, we start with a lot of good mornings. I love to read your good mornings. Oh, Luisa got a late Santa gift with a washer and dryer. Fabulous. I love it. I love it. And Luisa says, Burr over here. Well, Luisa is in Guadalajara, and Guadalajara is definitely cold this time of year. Christoph, I would have loved to go to your night last night with Caleb playing guitar, but as you can see, I was whisked away by a mensch, and I was unable to attend. I hope that I am going to be able to attend the next one. Oh no. Albert reports that he had some money taken, and Albert suspects it's the new maid. I am sorry to hear that, but I hope it was not of major consequence. How unfortunate that is. Let's see what else we have. Doody-doody-doo. Doody-doody-doo. Thank you for that, Bill. Yes, I am in a very, very beautiful place where I get to enjoy the very, very, very beautiful microphones you kindly gifted to the cluster and to yours truly so that we can have better sound when we are out and about. Ooh, Karen is reporting from Cuernavaca, the capital city of the state of Morelos, in a city which we call the city of La Eterna Primavera, or the eternal spring, because it's always lovely there. It's not far from Mexico City. COVID protocols in full force here, says Karen. Well, I am sorry to read that, but again, we know what's going on, and we know what we need to do to look after ourselves and those around us. Gina reports from Columbia, South Carolina. I know that you are there for very sad reasons, Gina. I send you all the good vibes in the world, and I hope your father continues to recover and you are able to return to Puerto Vallarta soon, where we're going to shower you with so much love, it's not even funny. Especially because this week, I forgot to give you a reminder. This week we have our meet and greet at Gina's wonderful whiskey kitchen on Friday. And then on Saturday, we're all going to go see the wonderful Amy Armstrong doing her weed show at Nacho Daddy the following evening. Let's see what else. Let's see what else. Oh, this comes from that comment from Snarky Weather. POG stands for Passion Orange Guava and started in Hawaii. The POG is the cardboard cover for the bottles. Who knew? Let's see. Maggie asks, "How is my singing voice?" It's very non-existent, Maggie. I can hit the notes in tune because of questionable musical training, but unfortunately, the instrument just doesn't produce a beautiful sound anymore. But if you heard how I made a fool of myself a few nights ago at Encanto, then you have a sense as to what comes out of this froggy throat. Let's see what else we have. Barbara reports a fabulous evening at Galeria Dante. What an incredible gallery and wine bar. You know, I often recommend the operation both at Galeria Dante and Divino Dante. They are a wonderful place and they are a wonderful family to get to know. And not last but not least, they are part of Puerto Vallarta history. There is a new 5-table restaurant called Marlowe's Dining Room next door to Divino Dante on Basilio Vadillo. Very nice. That's good to know. We want to find out more about that place. Unfortunately, I don't know much about the place. Frank asks, where does one find the survey that you were talking about yesterday? Well, you find it in my computer as of right now, Frank, because we haven't deployed it. I'm spending the weekend to give it some final touches, and once it's published, it will be available as a link in the show notes. It will also be available on our Facebook page. I will send it out to our mailing list, and I will probably pay a little bit of promotion around Facebook just for people to be aware of who we are and what we do, and to get a better sense as to what improvements we can make, if any. Kathy reports that the PER Project has a table outside Daiquiri Dick's today from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. How nice to know, and how nice it would be, Kathy, if the PER Project would publish events so that we can publicize these events and more people would where to find out about them. But thank you so much for your contribution. It is much appreciated. We have a newbie at the very end of the broadcast. We have Kathy. Oh my God, I'm not going to take chances with your last name, Kathy, because it looks complicated. But Kathy, welcome to the cluster. Welcome to the broadcast. As you know, we get together here to find out more about how to connect with each other and with our destination as English-speaking locals. If there's anything on your mind, feel free to let us know. Meanwhile, enjoy a cup of your favorite beverage. And I think we are reaching the end of the broadcast, unless anybody else has anything important that you wish to share. Thank you for indulging me a getaway. In this case, I am very fortunate to be in a place where internet is really good, so I did not have to pre-record the broadcast. So here we are. I'm going to go explore. I'm going to take photos. I'm going to take videos. I'm going to hopefully come back with all kinds of eye candy to share with everyone. Have a great Saturday. Have a great Sunday. And I will see you back here on Monday morning. Have a good one.